Every season we get introduced with so many new trends, but as it usually happens, so many of those trends are only going to be short-lived and they will only have 5-minute fame. So for that reason, in today's video, I want to share with you which one of the current summer trends will get dated really fast. And for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Marina and over here I like to talk all things fashion. First on the list would be this cinched shirt. This shirt also has puffed sleeves and it also has V neckline with lace trim detail. When it comes to this shirt, I have to say it does look cool and modern, but the reason why I'm adding it to this category is simply because I believe a piece like this lacks a practical value, simply because we are used to style our shirts in various different ways, and because this shirt comes with this specific cinched design, it won't allow us a lot of space to play with this certain piece. So for that reason, I believe pieces like this are only going to be short-lived. It's a piece you purchase at one time and over the time you're just gonna get fed up with it, simply because it won't have, as I mentioned, that practical value. Another piece that also lacks functionality and which also don't have the practical value would be this shirt design. This shirt looks like a regular classic shirt, apart from it being cropped, and it also has some weird, to say like that, design. I honestly don't like this shirt simply because it's a piece that won't allow us to be styled with the many other pieces that we have in our wardrobe. So for example, if you style it with your pants, if your pants are not strictly high-waisted, it will look a little bit awkward. So if you're adding a piece into your wardrobe that is in advance going to bring you headaches, then I would rather stay away from that sort of a piece and just go after a regular classic staple white shirt. Another piece that I'm adding to this dated category, and I do have to say I'm a little bit on the fence when it comes to this one because it is a transparent shirt. I have one myself. It's a transparent blouse, but I do have to say that I see these pieces as those sort of a one-time piece because we wear them for a special occasion and that's it. We forget about them. And if you're thinking about the practical value of this transparent shirt, I simply don't see the potential of it being worn on everyday basis. We would always have to think like what bralette, what bra, or what any sort of a top we're having underneath it. Like you would always have to think in advance a lot when you're styling a shirt like this. So for that reason, I would honestly stay away from this sort of shirts, even though as I said, I have one myself, and for that reason it gives me more headache than it gives me solutions. So for that reason I'm adding it in this short-lived category because I believe this is just like a big trend right now, but it's gonna get dated so fast. Then there is this top with a cape. I have to say, I don't have anything against cape details. They can look quite elegant on dresses. Capes in autumn winter look so elegant, classic and chic, but a cape on a top is definitely something I don't see practical at all. I have to be honest, even though it does look cool and whatnot when being styled on this model, but I don't see the practical value of this piece. Just because the cape details are classic and can look really elegant, that doesn't mean that they should be attached to any top out there. So for that reason I would stay away from this piece as well. I do have to be honest and say that I honestly didn't know something like this even exists. I don't know, maybe I was living under the rock, but when I've seen this embroidered short sleeve cardigan, I was like, what? I didn't know something like this honestly exists. Like, cardigans are classic staple and they are reserved for autumn winter season, but I don't see the reason why we should wear cardigans in summertime. They simply don't look nice and elegant as simple, let's say, white boat neckline top, or even this top I prefer more than these short sleeve cardigans. And honestly, they look like so dated. If you wear something like this with jeans, with trousers, with shorts, it's just going to age your outfit. And I believe we should stay away from these sort of pieces, even though it can look like cute, this and that. But honestly, right now, as I'm recording this, it's 36 degrees, and I personally don't see myself wearing some embroidery pieces in summer. Next on the list would be a symmetrical chiffon skirt. This one I found on Mango website, and I honestly don't like the design of it. It is so dated. It is entirely going to age your outfit, your style. It is just one of those pieces that you want to stay away from. Instead of a skirt like this with too many details, just go after a regular brown, black, ecru or any other tone midi maxi length skirt in silk or satin material. Those ones are always going to be with you. You can easily style them with anything. In contrast with this chiffon asymmetrical skirt with so many details, I find it super unpractical, and for that reason it goes to this dated category. Another piece whose practicality I completely like to see would be a sequin skirt. I do have to say, I don't have anything against sequin details when it comes to festive time of the year, but a skirt of this kind with so many sequin details just won't have a practical value. You won't be able to style it with other pieces in your wardrobe, therefore it's just lacking that functionality. So for that reason, again, these sort of trendy pieces always stay away from. Another piece that is so on trend is this tank top with studs. The reason why I added this tank top on this list is simply because of these studs. I believe a studs like this won't allow you to add, let's say, your favorite necklaces. You won't be able to add your earrings simply because your accessories will clash with those studs. So for that reason, always go after a minimal, simple tank top. But it is because of these studs I'm adding it to this list, simply because these stud details are going to date really fast and really badly. Next on the list we have a floral dress, but the reason why I'm adding this floral dress in particular is because we have to be very cautious what sort of a floral dress we're adding to our wardrobe. Today on the market you have various floral designs, some of which are so beautiful and up to date, and then there are those other ones like this one that look so dated. So always be cautious to that little detail that can completely date and age your outfit. This dress looks like it's old 70, 80 years, and I simply don't like these floral details. They're so dainty, but they have that very old design. Another piece that can completely age your outfit would be a top with a lot of those ruched and gathered elements. I am talking this from experience because I have one black tank top that is having all of those ruched details, and even though when I purchased it I liked it, but over the time I just realized how when you wear a piece like that, it is just grabbing all the attention for itself. Instead, I rather have a simple minimal tank top, just a basic and clean one. Therefore, I can easily add any accessories I want. So for that reason, stay away from these pieces that have all those ruched elements across the sleeves, across the around the waist, and so on. They are just gonna get dated and they will age your outfit. But something else that will age our outfit are printed dresses, especially if dress has this sort of a print that looks so dated. If you acquire a dress of this kind, it is going to make your entire outfit look so dated. It's gonna age your style completely, and it's not modern, it's not trendy, honestly, even though again we see these sort of patterns repeat or they come in cycles, but on a long run these are just short-lived trendy pieces that we wear as long as there is hype around these pattern pieces, but as soon as that hype is over, you won't be going after those pieces any longer. We often get influenced to purchase certain pieces just because we see our entire Instagram feed being filled with some of these trendy pieces, but a lot of the time it happens that these are only short-lived trendy pieces. So for that reason, always go after the classic and minimal version of that item you're maybe potentially interested in. And with that said, that will be it that I prepared for you in today's video. I really hope you enjoyed this one, and yeah, let me know down below, do you agree with my list? As I said, for some of these pieces I was on a fence myself, but yeah, I still added them nevertheless. And yeah, that will be it in today's video. Thanks all for watching, and I see you all in the next one. Bye!